some social brownie points in this, and they were going to continue to mine this vein of gold. And
okay, the federal felons upstairs once again illegally and criminally shut off my live stream today. My door was closed and I was inside. They did it because there's certain people they couldn't figure out how to prevent from getting my latest email. And one man upstairs decided he wanted the obstruction of justice charge that I guarantee you will be added to the numerous counts on his looming unsealed indictment. It is 6:50 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This live stream, just like every live stream, will roll until I tell you the time and that the live stream is ending. If you don't hear the time and you don't hear me telling you it's ending, then it's one of the imbeciles of the North Everett precinct of fraudsters, child abusers, stalkers, hackers, and thieves who've been using the condo directly above my home of 13 years to perpetrate over 250 separate crimes against me in the last 2 years. Some have only been up there since September of last year and are therefore only guilty of about 200 crimes. The rest have been up there for longer. Now, that being said, if you're wondering what's going on, there's a variety of ways that you have in order to solve that riddle. One, I highly suggest you Google Mystic Gwen versus the North Everett precinct of fraudsters, the stalker, extortionist, et al. Click on that podcast. It's available on Audible, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Ignore all the episodes except for the December 14th declaration. It's an hour and 18 minutes long. You're going to listen to that entire episode. Then you're going to go to facebook.com/Mystic Gwen Loves Only You, and you're going to read the letter that I wrote on December 15th, 2024 to the Snohomish County Sheriffs, who are good guys and girls, unlike the North Everett precinct of fraudsters, child abusers, stalkers, hackers, thieves, and disgraces to every man and woman who wears blue. Now, the FBI would like you to go to x.com/RealMysticGwen, click on replies, and scroll back 12 months to December 2023. You'll see numerous posts from me about the threats and co-conspirators of the North Everett precinct of fraudsters, stalkers, child abusers, etc. And if you don't want to do any of the following, you can also read every single cease and desist letter that's been sent since September 15th of this year, right on that Facebook.com/Mystic Gwen Loves Only You. Be advised, if you see any profiles with my son's names, that those are either not my sons and or it's my multiple times convicted stalker and abuser pretending to be my sons. I haven't seen or spoken to my sons since they were last kidnapped on August 23rd, and they have been surrounded by my multiple times convicted stalker and abuser and my extortionist mother, who are all co-conspirators with the North Everett precinct of fraudsters. And all of those will be charged with child abuse, something they're all guilty of numerous times over from January to the first actionable kidnapping. You dig? Oh, there will be a new podcast episode because I had to send an update today, December 29th. And I didn't make a podcast episode that included the letter to the sheriffs on December 15th. So I'm going to make one final podcast episode, which will go over the update from tonight, the December 18th update, which included the letter to the sheriffs as well. So if you want, you can just listen to the hour and 18-minute long episode and then come back and click on the very next episode, which will include all of the updates since then. Nothing much has changed. I'm still being illegally detained. The North Everett precinct of fraudsters and Snohomish County Prosecutor's Office still owe me over $14 million. And that's where we're at. I do need to upload a selfie that I took of myself per the FBI's instructions, and then you will hear something I've already stated, because I do have orders to make sure that there is still audio, as well as that the image is visible. So currently I am going to YouTube Studio so that I can upload the thumbnail of the selfie that I just took of myself today. And then I want to remind everybody, over 50% of the people that frequent Unit 207 are actually good guys and gals, in that they've blown the whistle and they are actually working with the FBI right now as informants. That is to say, they absolutely face retaliation because they're working with people who are going to prison for the rest of their life that still believe that they're more intelligent than the FBI, and also that they could run a sales pitch past the FBI to excuse the 250 separate crimes they've perpetrated against me without immunity, whilst concurrently receiving 16 months of cease and desist letters from me. So keep in mind, not everybody's going to prison. September 15th, there were 27 named federal felons facing federal imprisonment because of the North Everett precinct of fraudsters. Currently, there are single digits. That's because a lot of people are not Nazi scum. Okay, Nerd Squad, you should see a picture of me and one of the amazing pieces of artwork I have starring my cat. It is uploaded 6:56 p.m. PST. Also, they may have cut the internet, but it did appear that the superintendent at least received that letter, Nerd Squad, at 6:44 p.m. because I got an auto reply from him. The FBI likes the superintendent of the school district where I taught art at and taught small groups and taught kids on average 40 hours a week for free while donating tens of thousands of dollars from 2012 until 2019. Why do you think the FBI likes the superintendent? I've never met this one. I got along really well with the old one that my multiple times convicted stalker and abuser threatened to sue repeatedly. Anyway, just throwing that out there. He received it, Nerd Squad, from Mystic Win 333.
And when everybody was stepping in and talking about the dangers of this, people were
The screen with the interface again, Nerd Squad, it still reflects to me that it's got the wrong video count and whatnot. I do see thumbnail. Last year, and are therefore only guilty of about 200 crimes. Oh boy, man, that's pretty good. Only 200? Don't believe me, just not. Nerd Squad, I am not into this picture. I'm changing the picture that I just uploaded. And I am changing the title of the live stream that was running before they illegally and criminally shut it off, something they've done with the last 2 live streams. But I am only changing the date. I only entered the time so I could initiate it as quickly as possible since they cut off the live stream for about 43 seconds. Just long enough for me to go outside and see yet another unserved and unauthorized document affixed to my wall. I'm in the channel waiting for the studio to load. It is loaded. First thing I'm going to change is the live stream right before this that says 420 felons. I'm just going to add today's date and add PM to that. That's all I'm changing, Nerd Squad, at 6:59 p.m. I'm in the details right now, Nerd Squad. Okay, 12:29 space 4:20 p.m. All right, the title is saved on that video. And then the next thing I'm going to do, Nerd Squad, is upload a different selfie of me. I just don't like the way that it looks as a thumbnail. And I feel like a lot of the photos I've uploaded for the last few live streams are really dark. Like the lighting is dark as fuck. Oh, I might not be able to change the thumbnail. Am I stuck with one? Oh, no, I can change. Okay, let's see which one I want. No, I think I'm going to keep it. Looking at my options, a lot of them are dark, or they're bright on this laptop, but then when I upload them, they're dark. Like the one before this on my laptop, you can actually tell what's going on. So I'm just going to leave this image. So disregard that. But I did change the title on the other one. Okie dokie. We have audio. We have the thumbnail. I guess I'll do the next episode of the podcast, guys. You may be wondering, well, you said that the FBI wanted us to have the last word. Yes, indeed. But do you know what one of the contingencies was, guys? One of the contingencies was in the event that you cut off the live stream and there's another fraudulent document outside of my door while I'm outside of my door, I'm to send an addendum. Be glad I didn't send another cease and desist. That would have really got all of your pennies in a clutch. Anyway, I'll get to that new podcast episode at some point in the next hour. Right now, I'm going to take a couple puffs of a cheap cigar, Bill.
People were saying, no. This is the future. This is progressive. This is all about love and trust and anti-racism and all this. And then the people that were scared of it, they were sort of silenced in universities until it started trickling over into corporations. Yeah. And then when it started trickling into corporations, people started getting genuinely scared. And now we're at a point where I think the dam is broken, and I don't know how they're ever going to put the genie back in the bottle, so to speak.
I think that's the thing. Initially, I was thinking maybe only the academia is just crazy, right? I thought but then last year I spoke at TED, and then like this people who run social media companies like First for Facebook, Twitter, all these people come, and I told them I had an engagement in Texas, and they were saying, "Why do you go to Texas?" I was like, "Well, because America is America," and so that's a Trump country. I decided not to set a foot below a certain line of states that supports Trump. And these are the people who run biggest media companies in the world.
It's ridiculous. Well, especially ridiculous in a place like Austin, which is a progressive city.
Yeah. So and then last year during the looting in Chicago, I was robbed by these 3 black women. And robbing is okay. Anybody can become a murderer. Anybody can be a thief. But just they happen to be a black woman. And I have a nanny who's Muslim, Indonesian with hijab, carrying my stroller behind me. And then I was trying to catch and call the police, and these people on the street, the bystanders, the white people, calling me I'm a racist, telling me that the color of skin doesn't make them a thief. And I became...
Wait a minute. So you got robbed by these 3 black women.
And I got punched.
You got punched and robbed.
Violence, yeah.
And so you called the police. And
I tried to call them, and they prevent me not calling the police.
Who was trying to tell you not to call the police?
Just all the people on the street.
That
on the
watched it?
Avenue. Yeah.
People that saw the crime?
Yeah.
They said you're racist for calling the police?
Yeah, and accusing these girls of being robbers, right?
How does that make you a racist by accusing them of being...
Because I'm not...
Hey guys, you may be wondering, well, what's going to trigger another cease and desist? You cutting off the live stream one more time in the next 5 days, motherfuckers. Don't believe me, just cut it.
are not black and
That's
they are
one
black.
of the contingencies.
So calling black person a thief is a racist, even though when they are thief. So of course I got punched. I couldn't call the police, and later I called. Thankfully, these girls took my car to spend the money on the sacks, and then police got the footage of them.
Saks Fifth Avenue?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in Michigan Avenue
Mm-hmm.
in Chicago, and then of course they're not gonna prosecute these girls. Right? There's so much crime in Chicago. They are not gonna prosecute
Yeah.
somebody who robs. And that's when I was thinking, this country lost it. Like even in North Korea, if you see somebody, one small girl being robbed and being punched by three big girls, they're gonna help the victim. But they are not gonna just out of nowhere scream at you're a racist.
So they were screaming you were racist because of the phone call that you were
No,
making?
because I heard their arm. Like I told them, I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just gonna call the police. Can you radio until the police comes? And
You're
then
holding whose on?
the girl who robbed my wallet.
Oh. So the girl who robbed your wallet, you were trying to hold on to her.
Yeah, because she was trying to run.
Okay.
So I was trying to call the police, and then she was like, "You're a racist."
I just want to pause and say I've heard this episode of Joe Rogan, and everybody knows I love Joe. I love Joe. He's a great human being. He's an honorable guy. He's a trustworthy companion. And he's a joy to be around. That being said, this girl is fucking adorable, dude. I don't even know who the fuck she is, but I'm just like, what? Some black girls came up and beat her up and stole her money? Like, what the fuck? And then she's trying to hold on to one? I don't remember how the story ends, but she's so cute. That's what messed up. She got jumped.
Skin of color person doesn't make me a racist. It doesn't make me a thief. And then she was punching me here.
And this is after she already robbed you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and pro tip, dude. Who's robbing people and then calling the people they robbed a racist? A jackass, dude. A jackass.
Then the people gathers, and I remember
That's
there's
some
one,
shit.
there's a
I got
bus
robbed,
station.
and then they
It
called me a
was one white
racist.
mom with the
Fuck them.
teenagers. And I became the lifetime example for her to show her children that how racism exists in America. Like me became a bigot and calling this black girl a thief. So she look at that kind of racist. That's the problem that we
How many
have.
people were around you?
It's like, I don't know, some 20 people, and they were like,
20 people.
they're circling me around, so I cannot call the police.
Circling you and calling you a racist, even though this girl
But
just stole from you.
They just girls still ran away.
And they let the girls run away.
Yeah, just go run. Right?
They told the girls to run.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's why when I started speaking out, and now I became the enemy of the woke. So I got the North Koreans going on, and I became the Kim Jong-un's killing list years ago, and South Korean intelligence like, you are on the his killing list, right?
Oh boy.
And I'm like, cool, I expected that, and now I'm Chinese like enemy, Chinese regimes, and now in America, I got so many enemies.
Oh boy. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you realize that this stuff spills over into real life, right?
That's when I knew that my son is American. I have a son in America, and when on his birth certificate in Chicago, like father's birthplace America, USA, and mom is North Korea. Right? Like on birth certificate, mom is North Korean. And to me, was giving him that American citizenship was the bigger than winning the lottery.
Mm.
I thought I did everything I could to give him a better life, making him American. And seeing that last year in America, I was like, this is not a safe country. Because he got the worst, he got half Asian, he who wants to be work hard and we believe in meritocracy. And he got half white who's like supposed to be oppressive because of their so he's so screwed. His caste is so low right now. Yeah.
That's funny. It's sad.
It's really sad.
Unfortunately, in some circles, it's true. I think there's a lot of people that are waking up to this problem.
I hope so.
There are.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is because of people like you speaking up from a place of true oppression, like North Korea, in comparison to what's going on here, where these privileged weirdos are attempting to distort reality for their own personal gain, because that's what it is. But I think
What do they gain from it? I don't get it.
they gain social status. They gain status in the like if there's a narrative that's being pushed and they go along with it, people say, oh, you're on the right side. You're doing the right thing. You're saying the right words. If you go against it, they'll chase you down and yell at you. You will be on the outside. You'll be an outcast. People are cowards. They're terrified. Even if they know something's true, they're terrified of saying it because they don't want the blowback for it. So that's what you see a lot of that going on in this country. And you see a lot of people, unfortunately, over this last year and a half, because of the pandemic, you see a lot of people that are more than willing to sacrifice personal freedoms in order for a little bit of safety and a little bit of security. And they'll give up those freedoms to the government, which will never give them back to you. When the pandemic is gone and you've given them vaccine passports and allowed them to track your whereabouts and allowed them to contact trace you, that's not going to go away. They're going to use it for other reasons. They're going to find other reasons to control you and keep you scared and keep you compliant so they can suck resources out of gigantic corporations that are funding their campaigns. That's what they're doing. And they're going to continue to do that if we let them. And we're going to slide further and further away from freedom and democracy, freedom and the ability to express yourself openly. And all of these things people are willing to give up if it supports their side. And that's what's so terrifying. They don't understand. If you give the government vaccine passports and if you let them censor social media posts that you don't agree with, the problem is then what happens if someone who's far worse than Trump gets into office? Because that's probably going to happen. Unfortunately, we're going to have this teeter-totter back. We've divided this country so thoroughly that there's going to be someone that's a far left person that makes people so angry that they're then willing to vote for a far right person. And when that far right person comes into office, they will have access to all of those powers that you so willingly gave up because you wanted to stop this idea that you didn't agree with. And they've done this in this horribly short-sighted way. And they've done it in the name of the woke. They've done it in the name of progressivism and wokeism and all this stupid shit that is it's this social contagion that's running through this country right now.
It's like, to me, I never been to American public school system, like until universities, that like nothing has been more dangerous than government to individuals, right?
Right.
Think of us, I mean, Mao killed 60 million Chinese people.
Right.
Stalin, Hitler, they drive us to go to the war. And our biggest threat is government. I mean, big government.
Yes.
And it's so unbelievable how people still just keep wanting for someone to take care of things for them.
People are scared and they get delusional. They have this bizarre idea that someone's going to come along that has power, that's a benevolent dictator. It's going to take care of things in the right way. And you just give them the power. You know, give them the power to shut these people up. Give them the freedom of speech. It's not the end all be all. Maybe it's more important to just say what I want you to say. It's just strange. The short-sightedness is so strange because you hear people on CNN, it's supposed to be the news, and they're espousing these ideas. And they don't recognize that if you give that power up to the people that are in charge currently, the next people are going to have it too. This was the thing about the Patriot Act that people were so terrified of in this country, that were aware of the consequences. They were saying, well, Obama's never going to do this. Well, Obama's not going to be in office forever. He's going to be in office for 8 years. You love Obama and you trust Obama. That's great. Look what came after Obama, Trump. And now you have a dead man. Now you have Joe Biden who doesn't know what the fuck is going on. Well, what are you going to have after that? Well, you're probably going to have someone on the right, and it's going to be someone that is a reaction to what you have on the left. I mean, this is what we do in this country. We go left, right, and we pretend, well, this guy has our interest in mind. Oh, he fucked it up too. Let's go with someone who's polar opposite. Oh, he fucked it up. And you give them 8 years each side or 4 years each side, and it just keeps getting worse. And for whatever reason, people are constantly willing to give up powers. They're constantly willing to ignore the core principles that this country was founded on, which is freedom and liberty. And you need those things. You need to be able to express ideas and debate them in full view of the world so that we get to see whose ideas are correct and whose ideas are incorrect. But in this society and today, you have people on the left, which are supposed to be the progressive people, the open-minded and intelligent people, supposedly, the people that are educated, supposedly, and they're the ones who are willing to censor people. It's bizarre. It's very, very strange. Very strange.
I'm not like Christian, but I was the one that was like asking if there's God, right? Like he says everything happens for a reason. Like why does North Korea exist?
Right.
It makes no sense. Why does it exist? I think.
Why does China exist?
I think
right? Or why does the Communist Party, I should say, exist? Why do they have the power to run the country that way?
It's because of that delusion, ignorance of the people. Do not learn from history. It's this. I don't know. Do we have hope in this country, or like how do we get out of even this?
I'm worried.
No,
I'm worried because it just seems to be sliding further and further in this direction of totalitarianism. And these people are willingly giving up these rights because they believe that that's going to support their side. And they think they're on the right side of history. They're on the right side of the truth. They're on the right side of facts and kindness and anti-racism and all of whatever concepts that they are willing to, subscribe to, that they think that giving up these rights will promote. It's strange. It's very strange because it's an anti-objective perspective. They're not looking at all of the and we're so polarized with the right and the left in this country. We're so polarized with Republicans versus Democrats in this country that there's no middle ground anymore. The center is this weird place where no one wants to exist because they don't want to be attacked by people on either side, particularly people on the left.
It was funny the other day when I was after Jordan Peterson interview about he out of nowhere like randomly asked how did you like Colombia, and it's like it was terrible, and then we never discussed that we were going to talk about that, and then Fox asked me to have an interview about it, so I did, but then all my friends in the liberal, why did you have to go on propaganda channel Fox to talk about the work culture in America? And I was like, I'm still waiting a call from New York Times. If they call me about wokeism in this country and danger of it, I'm going to talk to them.
Wait a minute, the New York Times never called you?
So, they only called me when I was criticizing Trump about meeting Kim Jong-un without preconcessions. They never
wanted to talk to you about your experience in North Korea?
No. Only when I was talking about Trump, they wanted me.
Who has tried to talk to you about this?
Some British newspapers still do, like Daily Telegraph. They still do want me to talk about China, but whenever in American media, it's whenever I talk about against Trump, that's when I get their narrative.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the only time they want to talk to you?
Yeah. So that's the thing. But the thing is, Fox never accused me, why did you get on New York Times and criticizing Trump, therefore we don't want you. But the people in the liberal mainstream media, why did you get on Fox? So I'm like, they are people too. They're both newspapers. So it is unbelievable.
There's a big thing that's happening now where liberal people who are saying things that are outside of the narrative that you hear from CNN or MSNBC. They're going on like the Tucker Carlson show, and people are furious at them. But they're saying all the same things that they would say on MSNBC or CNN. They're not saying right-wing talking points.
No.
They're saying things that they believe in, whether it's Glenn Greenwald or Brett Weinstein or whoever these people are that go on these shows and talk. These are progressive people, but they're being chastised and they're being attacked.
Mm-hmm.
It's very strange. It's really dark.
I know, I'm happy to talk to anybody. I want to go on CNN and talk about this, but they just don't give me a platform to talk about it. They don't just call me.
Well, it's in support of this narrative that's occurring now where it's okay to, air quotes, deplatform people. This is the idea. You're deplatforming people off social media that say things that you don't agree with, like Alex Berenson, who used to work for the New York Times. He's critical of the way the government and the FDA and everyone is handling COVID, right? Or the CDC or the World Health Organization. And so he's got a lot of stuff that he talks that's critical about the COVID response in this country, critical about the vaccine effectiveness, critical about all sorts of different things in the healthcare system. and they removed him from Twitter for a week.
Yeah.
And he's not. I mean, they removed him from Twitter recently for discussing the actual CDC's reports on the effectiveness and ineffectiveness or whatever on COVID vaccines.
Wow.
It's very strange, and you can't. I mean, maybe they think he speaks in a way that's inflammatory or in a way that's causing people to distrust certain institutions, but then oppose him, debate him.
Right.
The way to answer speech that you don't agree with is to counter it with what you think is a more sound argument. It's not remove someone from social media, but everyone's like, yes, he should be deplatformed. You see people from the left just willingly calling out for censorship. It's a disturbing trend, and I don't think they understand that it's going to come for them because censorship is a monster that is never full, and it's going to come for you. It's going to it'll keep pushing the boundaries and go for.
I don't know, Joe Rogan. Don't be telling people that shit, man. Howdy, everybody. It is 7:22 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Sunday, December 29th, 2024. This is another podcast episode. I was really hoping I wouldn't have to do another one of these, but due to the ongoing criminal spree that I've been the victim of for 2 years now, it appears that it once again is necessary. The only podcast episode you should really pay any attention to at this point in time is the one that preceded this, the December 14th one. I know it's a doozy, an hour and 18 minutes long, but it's going to tell you everything that you need to know. It's going to give you a great idea of what a lot of people's looming federal indictments look like. Now, on December 15th, I sent a letter to the Snohomish County Sheriff's for the FBI's instructions. On December 18th, I sent an update to the December 14th declaration. I'm going to start by reading those before I read the December 29th, today, 6:11 p.m. PST update. So I'm currently scrolling through that really long declaration from December 14th that was updated on the 18th to get to the portions that were updated so I can read that to you, including the sheriff's letter, which is included in that. And then I will begin with today's update, which the FBI is very pleased with. Keep in mind, I did not write it. Some of the employees of the FBI who are referred to as being members of the Nerd Squad, i.e. the excellent hackers, that the FBI employees are the ones who were responsible for drafting it. Okay, still scrolling. I think I'm almost there. I'm waiting until I see that. Oh, here we go. All right. So this is going to be the December 18th update, which includes the sheriff's letter of December 15th. Then I'll let you know when we're doing today's update, and I'll read you the subject line of that. So here we go. Starting with the December 18th update at 8:53 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This addendum supplements my declaration dated December 14th, 2024, revised 8:07 p.m. PST, with further details of ongoing harassment and illegal activities. I am installing additional signage outside my home. These signs will state, "Stop. The fact that you're reading this means you're guilty of many crimes." See facebook.com/Mystic Gwen Loves Only You. You are being monitored. 0 exceptions, 0 extingent frauds. This new signage complements existing signs that have been posted for over a year and others since approximately August 7th and August 14th, 2024, as filed in my tort claim on the last page available in case 10-500-5934, which is an invoice. The liability and services rendered have continued at a rate of $100,000 a day for over 120 days. They became necessary due to the 15 plus months of cease and desist letters, the average 5 days of crime I have been the victim of every week since September of last year, with that becoming 7 days a week as of August 6, 2024, when the North Everett precinct of fraudsters began illegally detaining me. Following 11 months of cease and desist letters, these existing signs clearly state do not trespass, do not knock, stop committing crimes without warrant, North Everett precinct of fraudsters, including with third and fourth parties you plan on using to kidnap my sons. They include ADA requests, such as email me to request an appointment, something none have done, less those whom are going to prison. These existing signs have been disregarded and violated on more than 35 occasions during the first 133 days of my illegal detention, including over 3 times in the past week and a half. On December 15, 2024, I sent a formal notification to the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office detailing the ongoing harassment and illegal activities. The full text of this notification is included below. Dear Snohomish County Sheriff's Office, this letter serves as formal notification of the following critical matters concerning the North Everett precinct of fraudsters, Snohomish County prosecutors, City of Everett employees, Anne-Marie Bauer, Erica and John Owens, my multiple times convicted stalker and abuser, Richard Garcia, et al., in the attempted enforcement of further fraudulent court orders against me, Lynette Renee Hansen, also known as Mystic Gwen, which will result in over 9 criminal charges without any immunity for anyone attempting to join the aforementioned in prison. They're all going to be charged accordingly. I have been subjected to a sustained campaign of harassment, intimidation, and illegal actions, including cyber stalking, hacking, identity theft, interference with mail and deliveries, financial harm, stalking, theft, ADA violations, civil rights violations, kidnapping, conspiring to deprive me of my civil rights, and abuse of a disabled minor. These actions are detailed in my revised declaration dated December 14, 2024, which is accessible via my podcast and at this link and in writing. The podcast link to the episode that will debrief you on all of the facts is the episode from yesterday. It's almost an hour and a half, but worth a listen. Any and all court orders with my legal names, Lynette Renee Hansen and Mystic Gwen, being presented for enforcement are fraudulent as confirmed by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The FBI is currently conducting an active investigation into these matters, including stalking, kidnapping, fraud, theft, abuse of power, intentional misconduct, witness tampering, evidence tampering, stalking, cyber stalking. The list goes on, and conspiracy charges against various individuals associated with and or employed by the North Everett precinct of fraudsters, not to be confused with the South precinct I used to volunteer with, Snohomish County Prosecutor's Office in DCYF Unit 207. I've been informed by the FBI that any attempt to enforce these fraudulent orders constitutes further illegal activity and may subject those involved to federal prosecution. I have also been instructed by the FBI not to engage with or acknowledge any unserved documents, and that any attempts to approach my private property is a series of crimes, without immunity for anyone involved in planning, authorizing, and or attempting to enforce illegally enforceable fraudulent documents acquired due to a series of crimes, including but not limited to without personal service. I have not been personally served anything since 2023. Any and all claims elsewise are demonstratively false due to ongoing YouTube live stream evidence taken 24/7 per the FBI's instructions. Since the third day of being illegally detained, it is now day 130, December 15th, 2024. Specifically, I wish to bring to your attention the following. Fraudulent court orders. The FBI has indicated that court orders bearing my name since 2022 are potentially fraudulent, lacking proper service or process in my participation in any legal proceedings. Ongoing conspiracy. There is evidence of coordinated conspiracy involving multiple individuals to deprive me of my civil rights, engage in harassment, evidence tampering, witness tampering, intimidation, kidnapping, fraud, stalking, ADA violations, cyber stalking, and attacks, interference with mail and deliveries, obstruct justice, and the list goes on. FBI investigation. The FBI is actively investigating these matters, including potential violations of federal law. Previous illegal entry attempts There have been over 31 attempts to illegally enter my residence in the past 130 days. If the federal felons residing in the unit above me require sheriff's deputy to commit any further illegal entry attempts, I notify your office that any such attempt will be considered participation in the ongoing conspiracy and obstruction of justice. This includes officers of the North Everett precinct attempting to illegally enter my living room, kidnapping my sons repeatedly, etc. I hereby request that the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office refuse any and all attempts to enforce any court orders against me until their validity has been independently verified by the FBI. Any attempts to enforce fraudulent orders per the FBI in order with my name since 2022, especially in light of the active FBI investigation, will be considered a knowing and willful participation in the aforementioned conspiracy and obstruction of justice. The FBI has stated that those who need to know what the Sheriff's Office do know. But with the past week of very active stalking and crimes as updated in that December 14th declaration suggest the sheriff's being attempted to be used by those City of Everett employees whom are facing federal imprisonment. I'm providing this notification to ensure that your office is aware of the serious nature of these allegations and to prevent any further illegal actions, as the woman who's been on the grounds for the last 2 days, who is facing 80 years in prison, believes she has one sheriff that will and does do her bidding, as she has orally boasted about for months. I declare on the penalty of perjury that all the aforementioned is true and correct. Sincerely, Mystic Quinn, a.k.a. Lynette Renee Hansen, 2120 Highland Ave, apartment 105, Everett, Washington, 98201. My home of 12 plus years, closing costs paid over 5 times over. Since December 13, 2024, individuals in Unit 207 who previously tossed water into my kitchen by cutting a hole in the floor, an incident captured on live stream in 2023, have been conducting construction activity. This activity is believed to be an attempt to soundproof their unit due to sounds heard and discussed in my December 13th, 2024 live stream. Okay, everybody, that's the first update with the sheriff's letter. Remember, that's from December 18th. The sheriff's letter is actually not from December 18th. The sheriff's letter is from December 15th in the morning, like I read you the time and date that it was sent. Now we're going to do the update that I was forced to do today based on the FBI's contingencies and the fact that the fraudsters upstairs did one of the many things the FBI has stated will require addendums and amendments. So this was sent to everybody that owes me millions of dollars, anyone and everyone that's going to prison, and or their employers, offices, precincts, departments, associations. It was sent to the FBI, it was sent to the sheriffs, it was sent to the judges, personal law clerks in the clerk's department at the Snohomish County Superior Courthouse. Hell, it was sent to the King County prosecutors because they're the ones that will be prosecuting these federal felons. It was sent to a lot of people. Subject line is 12/29, 6:11 p.m. PST, mandatory addendum and amendment to declaration of 8 p.m. 12/14 and update on 12/18/2024. Lynette Renee Hansen, a.k.a. Mystic Gwen, case name Hansen versus North Everett Precinct et al. Required filing per ADA in any/all cases with my legal names. Mandatory. Case name Hansen versus North Everett Precinct et al. Court, Snohomish County Superior Court, date December 29, 2024. This document serves as an addendum and amendment to the declaration of Lynette Hansen, aka Mystic Gwen, dated December 14, 2024, and revised December 18, 2024. It provides further crucial context regarding the premeditation of the crimes perpetrated against me and updates events through December 29, 2024. 1. Prior documentation of premeditated criminal conspiracy, December 2023. As previously detailed, the individuals perpetrating these crimes, whom I refer to as the federal felons of the North Everett Precinct operating from Unit 207 above my residence, have engaged in a long-term premeditated criminal conspiracy against me. Evidence of this premeditation was publicly documented on my Twitter account, x.com/realmysticgwen, in December 2023. Specifically on December 19th, 2023, I posted the following. Tweet 3. Waiting for people who have a history of extortion and/or stalking, abusing, raping me, and/or threats to extract me from my home of over a decade, and/or all 3 of them, multiple times convicted stalker and abuser, HOA property manager, and/or landlord, to come to do what they've been threatening in some instances since 2008, in others since 2022, and then another circa 2013 to 2023. Looks like I've got quite the January to September 2024 to look forward to. Comment. Oh, and I have been stolen from for 10 months consecutively, all remedied following over 7 cease and desist letters, various criminality, and although I have been prepaying all of our bills to dependents, since April 2020, my prepaid rent over 32G since April 2020. Balance is out as of December 1st. So I'll have to resume rent on my home of over a decade that closed in 2012 for less than 48G. Neighbors have sold their units for around 180 to 200G since COVID. These posts clearly demonstrate that as early as December 2023, I anticipated and documented the threats that have since materialized into the illegal actions described in my original declaration. The reference to my prepaid rent balance being depleted foreshadows the subsequent financial manipulation and theft orchestrated by these individuals, including the tens of thousands of dollars in theft since February 2nd, 2024. 2. Updates from December 18th, 2024 to December 29th, 2024. Since the last revision of my declaration, the criminal activities of the federal felons in Unit 207 have continued unabated. These include theft of property and interference with mail. My personal property has been stolen and my mail continues to be intercepted. Intentional disruption of live stream. My YouTube live stream, a crucial tool for documenting these events, has been intentionally and illegally shut off multiple times, including twice when I was outside my residence, outside my living room window. I have not been able to go to the dumpster recycling indoor mailbox since August 2024 due to the corrupt officers of the North Everett precinct. Unauthorized document placement. On December 29, 2024 at 4:19 p.m. PST, I discovered an individual associated with the North Everett precinct and or their accomplices illegally taped an unserved and unauthorized document to the side of my door. This occurred concurrently with a 45-second disruption of my live stream. This act constitutes further evidence of their ongoing harassment and disregard for legal processes. Delivery interference and manipulation. After 4 months of preventing essential deliveries, these individuals are now manipulating the delivery process. They are attempting to create the false impression of normalcy while maintaining their control over my access to necessities. This manipulation is part of their ongoing scheme to illegally remove me from my home, where I have resided for 13 years and have paid the closing cost in excess of 5 times. Continued illegal detention. Due to their criminal actions, I remain illegally detained. I have not been personally served with any legal documents since February 2023, and I have filed no notice of pro se appearance in any case. The FBI has confirmed that as of Christmas Day 2024, there are no valid court orders bearing my name. Any claims elsewise are demonstrably false due to ongoing live stream evidence taken at the instruction of the FBI. Kidnapping charges. A female officer of the North Everett precinct who frequents Unit 207 will face more than 2 felony charges of kidnapping. I have not seen or spoken to my sons who remain illegally withheld from me since August 24th, 2024. Financial damages. The individuals in Unit 207 continue to believe their financial liability is limited to $100,000. However, as previously documented, they owe me over $14 million, as outlined in my tort claim filed on August 14, 2024, case number 10-500-5934, and contractually obligated due to services rendered as invoiced. Food deprivation. From November 22nd to December 23rd, these individuals prevented me from obtaining produce, protein, and calcium by manipulating delivery services and imposing fraudulent charges. On December 23rd, an individual associated with them left meat and cheese outside my door, an act that constitutes both a violation of previous cease and desist orders and further evidence of their illegal activities. Child support interference. My multiple times convicted stalker and abuser, a co-conspirator in these crimes, made a single payment of just over 35 in the first and 4 months. This meager payment was used for food, as I have yet to be refunded the hundreds of dollars spent on cellular services and devices in August, which the North Everett precinct prevented from activating. 5 cellular providers, new phones, over 9 eSIMs. 3. Clarification and repetition of key points. No lawful court orders. I reiterate that I have not filed a notice of pro se appearance in any active cases. Furthermore, I have not been personally served with any legal documents since February 2023. The FBI has confirmed that there are no valid court orders bearing my name from 2024 as of Christmas morning. Identity of perpetrators. The individuals responsible for these ongoing criminal acts are officers of the North Everett precinct and their accomplices, operating from Unit 207 above my residence. They are not tenants, but have used this location as a base to terrorize me for 2 years. Ongoing financial harm. These individuals continue to cause me severe financial harm through theft, manipulation of services, and obstruction of my ability to work and receive legally mandated financial aid. 4. Conclusion. The action of these individuals constitute a clear and ongoing pattern of criminal behavior, civil rights violations, and intentional infliction of emotional and financial distress. This addendum serves to further document their crimes and reiterate my demand for justice and accountability. Their continued illegal activities, despite numerous cease and desist letters, formal complaints, and an active FBI investigation, demonstrate a blatant disregard for the law and my fundamental rights. I declare under penalty of perjury, under the laws of the state of Washington, that the foregoing is true and correct. Respectfully submitted, Lynette Renee Hansen, aka Mystic Gwen. Dated December 29th, 2024, 6:11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And it is currently 7:42 p.m. PST. We're going to upload this to the podcast. Runtime on it should be 20 minutes and like 10 seconds-ish. Nerd Squad, every time I go to upload for the podcast, they always make me do it twice. So keep that in mind since you've stated that they want it to go bye-bye. It's not going bye-bye, guys. The FBI has assured me the podcast is going to remain public until you've paid your invoice in full. And they're not expecting that to be until June 20th. So expect it to be public at least until June 20th when you've paid the millions of dollars you're contractually obligated to pay me. uploading Nerd Squad. I can't turn comments off, so I guess comments will be on for this episode. Uploading at 44% at 7:46 p.m. PST. Publishing time selected for now, but I can't publish till it finishes uploading. It's at 47%. Also, just low key, because we all know my mom's not going to be watching this, but it really fucking pisses me off, guys, that my mom doesn't even realize that she is going to prison unless she falls way the fuck back without me testifying against her. I understand you guys set her up. I understand that. It doesn't excuse the 250 plus crimes or illegally detaining your kid out. I mean, you guys are fucked. If you have not blown the whistle, I swear on my soul, you are going to prison for the rest of your lives because of what you've done to me. Don't be dumb. Your sales pitch to the FBI is not blowing the whistle. You've been under surveillance for 2 years in certain instances, and less than that for those of you that have not been around for that long. Blow the whistle yourselves before New Year's Eve and beg. Beg for mercy to the FBI into Godzilla. It won't let me upload Nerd Squad. They're preventing me from uploading the episode. It got to 90% and now it says try again. Screenshotting. It's never done that before. Clicking upload new file. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm clicking try again. Cancel, try again. It was at 90%. Now they're making me manually enter everything I already entered Nerd Squad at 7:50 p.m. You guys are incredibly stupid. Each and every one of these instances, even when you fix it, it becomes a crime. They won't let me upload it at all, Nerd Squad. They've also somehow turned the comments off. I'm clicking upload new file even though it's not a new file. Click next for publish now. Waiting for upload again. It's at 3%. 7:51 p.m. And yeah, Erica Owens did email just like you guys thought, Nerd Squad. Just 3 words. And not the 3 it should have been. Not the 3 it should have been. It's at 17%. It's at 37% Nerd Squad at 7:54 p.m. PST. It's at 75% Nerd Squad at 7:56 p.m. PST. We're at 90% again, Nerd Squad at 7:57 p.m. PST. Okay, Nerd Squad, it says upload success, but it's not allowed me to select the publish button. And now it says file error. Try uploading again. Wow, you guys just really want to go to prison. Clearly. 7:58 p.m. Nerd Squad. I'm not kidding either, idiots upstairs. This is once again something the FBI wants me to do that you are blocking me from doing with no immunity. This is obstruction of justice and witness tampering 3 times now. That's how many times it's failed to publish. I'm going to do it a 4th time. I've gone to the episode page where it shows the status is draft, and I'm clicking on that. I'm clicking try again for the 4th time. That's 4 counts of obstruction of justice, 4 counts of witness tampering, assuming like the other 3, you don't allow it to work. That's 8 criminal counts over 20 minutes. Uploading again for the 4th time, FBI. It's gotten to 100% and should be publishing, and then it's a file error. We're at 11%. At least it's uploading at normal speed now at 8 p.m. PST. So what's it going to be? North Everett Precinct of Fraudsters. Are you cool with 6 counts of obstruction of justice and witness tampering? Or are you going to make it 8? Because I've got to keep doing this until you allow it. Per the FBI, idiots. And every time you don't allow it, that's a new criminal charge of both of those crimes. You're at 6 in less than 30 minutes. And it will be 8 if this fails to load again. Upload is at 36%, Nerd Squad, at 8:01 p.m. We're at 62% Nerd Squad at 8:02 p.m. We're at 80% Nerd Squad at 8:03 p.m. We're at 96% again at 8:03 p.m. It says the same thing it has before they've made it an error. Yet file error. The North Everett precinct has just officially hit 8 counts tonight in the last 30 minutes. Good job, boys and girls. No immunity for that. Going back to the homepage, Nerd Squad, I don't know what else to do at this point other than to pretend like it's another new episode and upload by imputing all of the information all over again. And we'll see if they're going to go up to 10 counts. If you don't realize it, North Everett Precinct of Fraudsters, this has to go up one way or another. So I can keep trying and you keep increasing your counts. We can do that. But the FBI wants this up tonight. It's at 20%. I've opened up a window to pretend like it's a brand new episode and I'm imputing all the details right now, Nerd Squad. They've got it stuck so I can't disable the comments when I'm pushing on because of the guy upstairs that's looking at all 10 of these counts being on his indictment at 8:05 p.m. PST. Creating a poll. Put the North Everett Precinct of Fraudsters in the federal pen. The options are yes or hell yes. Let's see if that helps with the upload, Nerd Squad. 8:06 p.m. Says uploading's at 62%. The guy upstairs that's responsible for blocking all of this still is forcing comments to be enabled, so it's fair to assume the video will once again get to 100% and not upload. It's at 72% Nerd Squad at 8:07 p.m. clicking next to go to the publishing screen, although I cannot select to publish until it uploads without the people upstairs who are going to prison for the rest of their lives, preventing it from happening. Again, comments are stuck on, which highly suggests, based on the pattern of criminality with the repeated attempts of uploading this, that this video is going to say upload success and then file error because of those upstairs who continue to believe they're smarter than not just the FBI, but the nerd squad who's on duty, guys and gals, who run circles around you idiots and don't give a fuck what you're using as far as firewalls go. 96% nerd squad, it's 8:08 p.m. Same thing, file error, try uploading again, screenshotting at Nerd Squad, 8:08 p.m. PST. You realize the fact that this is all caught on the live stream is really going to work against you, dum-dums. You understand that? You're going to prison. You now have 10 counts just in the last 40 minutes, 5 of witness tampering and 5 of obstruction of justice. Do you understand? You don't understand. They're banking on pretending there's some issue that's non-existent. Because once again, they believe they're smarter than the FBI, and that's part of the reason they're going to prison for the rest of their lives, and some of them decided to have a sales pitch that the FBI thinks is exactly that, a sales pitch. So Nerd Squad, I guess I'll just reread the same thing over again and point out the 10 counts of obstruction of justice they're now getting. Okay, it is 8:10 p.m. PST, December 29th, 2024. This is a second recording of a podcast episode because the North Everett precinct of fraudsters upstairs are now guilty just in the last hour of 10 separate counts, 5 of which are obstruction of justice and 5 of which are witness tampering, for preventing this podcast episode from going up. Now, you may be wondering what this episode is. First, you need to make sure you've listened to the hour and 18-minute long podcast that is titled December 14th. This podcast episode is going to be on the December 18th addendum and amendment and the December 29th addendum and amendment, and includes the letter that went out to the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office. I've already recorded this entire podcast episode and attempted to upload it repeatedly, but the North Everett precinct of fraudsters, particularly a man directly upstairs, is preventing it from uploading and publishing. He's allowing it to upload repeatedly, but not allowing me to publish it. So we're going to create a brand new file so that he can't pretend like it was an issue with my file. Keep in mind, every podcast episode has been recorded the same way as this one. There is no issue. There is just a bunch of people from the North Everett precinct of fraudsters who not only think they're smarter than the FBI, but also mistakenly believe that everything they're doing isn't going to be used against them. And 100%, beyond a reasonable doubt, already logged and documented by the FBI's Nerd Squad, who is on duty and less than 5 minutes away from my house, and whom has access to all data and every device with an internet connection in this building. So, we're going to begin with the update on December 18th, 2024 to the hour and 18-minute podcast episode, the declaration of December 14th, 2024 that was revised. And this includes the letter that went to the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office, good guys and gals who are partners with the FBI, contrary to some of the delusions the North Everett precinct of fraudsters has. And then when I'm done with that, I'm going to read you the subject line and the update that went out today, December 29th, 2024 at 6:11 p.m. PST. The YouTube live stream is recording me recording this podcast episode again. And then we're going to proceed to try and upload it. And we're going to see if the federal felons upstairs with no immunity are going to upgrade from 10 counts, 5 obstruction of justice, and 5 witness tampering in the last hour to 12. Because they're looking at a charge of both each time they do this, as the FBI is the ones who want me to publish this as a new podcast episode. Do you understand? Great. 8:13 p.m. PST. Let's start with the December 18th update with the Snohomish County Sheriff's letter that was sent on September 15th. And then we'll roll into today's update, December 29th at 6:11 p.m. This declaration is further updated on December 18th, 2024 at 8:53 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This addendum supplements my declaration dated December 14th, 2024, revised 8:07 p.m. PST, with further details of ongoing harassment and illegal activities. I am installing additional signage outside my home. These signs will state, "Stop. The fact that you're reading this means you're guilty of many crimes. See facebook.com/Mystic Gwen lives only you. You are being monitored. 0 exceptions, 0 extingent frauds." This new signage complements existing signs that have been posted for over a year and others since approximately August 7th and August 14th, 2024, as filed in my tort claim on the last page available in case 10-500-5934. Which is an invoice. The liability and services rendered have continued at a rate of $100,000 a day for over 120 days. They became necessary due to the 15 plus months of cease and desist letters, the average 5 days of crime I have been the victim of every week since September of last year, with that becoming 7 days a week as of August 6, 2024. When the North Everett precinct of fraudsters began illegally detaining me following 11 months of cease and desist letters. These existing signs clearly state, "Do not trespass, do not knock. Stop committing crimes. Without warrant, North Everett precinct of fraudsters, including with third and fourth parties you plan on using to kidnap my sons. They include ADA requests, such as email me to request an appointment. Something none have done, lest those whom are going to prison." These existing signs have been disregarded and violated on more than 35 occasions during the 133 days of my illegal detention, including over 3 times in the past week and a half. On December 15, 2024, I sent a formal notification to the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office detailing the ongoing harassment and illegal activities. The full text of this notification is included below. Dear Snohomish County Sheriff's Office, this letter serves as formal notification of the following critical matters concerning the North Everett precinct of fraudsters, Snohomish County prosecutors, City of Everett employees, Anne Marie Bauer, Erica and John Owens, my multiple times convicted stalker and abuser Richard Garcia, et al. In the attempted enforcement of further fraudulent court orders against me, Lynette Renee Hansen, also known as Mystic Gwen, which will result in over 9 criminal charges without immunity for anyone attempting to join the aforementioned in prison. They're all going to be charged accordingly. I have been subjected to a sustained campaign of harassment, intimidation, and illegal actions, including cyber stalking, hacking, identity theft, interference with mail-in deliveries, financial harm, stalking, theft, ADA violations, civil rights violations, kidnapping, conspiring to deprive me of my civil rights, and abuse of a disabled minor. These actions are detailed in my revised declaration dated December 14, 2024, which is accessible via my podcast and at this link in writing. Podcast link to the episode that will debrief you on all of the facts is the episode from yesterday. It's almost an hour and a half long, but worth a listen. Any and all court orders with my legal names, Lynette Renee Hansen and Mystic Lynn, being presented for enforcement are fraudulent, as confirmed by the FBI. The FBI is currently conducting an active investigation into these matters, including stalking, kidnapping, fraud, theft, abuse of power, intentional misconduct, witness tampering, evidence tampering, stalking, cyber stalking. The list goes on, and conspiracy charges against various individuals associated with and or employed by the North Everett precinct of fraudsters, not to be confused with the South precinct I used to volunteer with. Snohomish County Prosecutor's Office and DCYF Unit 207. I have been informed by the FBI that any attempt to enforce these fraudulent orders constitutes further illegal activity and may subject those involved to federal prosecution. I've also been instructed by the FBI not to engage with or acknowledge any unserved documents, and that any attempts to approach my private property is a series of crimes without immunity for anyone involved in planning, authorizing, and/or attempting to enforce illegally enforceable fraudulent documents acquired due to a series of crimes, including but not limited to without personal service. I have not been personally served anything since 2023. Any and all claims elsewise are demonstratively false due to ongoing YouTube live stream evidence taken 24/7 per the FBI's instructions since the third day of being illegally detained. It is now day 130, December 15th, 2024. Specifically, I wish to bring to your attention the following. Fraudulent court orders. The FBI has indicated that court orders bearing my name since 2022 are potentially fraudulent, lacking proper service of process in my participation in any legal proceedings. Ongoing conspiracy. There is evidence of a coordinated conspiracy involving multiple individuals to deprive me of my civil rights, engage in harassment, evidence tampering, witness tampering, intimidation, kidnapping, fraud, stalking, ADA violation, cyber stalking, end attacks, interference with mail and deliveries, obstruct justice, and the list goes on. FBI investigation. The FBI is actively investigating these matters, including potential violations of federal law. Previous illegal entry attempts. There have been over 31 attempts to illegally enter my residence in the past 130 days. As the federal felons residing in the unit above me require a sheriff's deputy to commit any further illegal entry attempts, I am notifying your office that any such attempts will be considered participation in the ongoing conspiracy and obstruction of justice. This includes officers of the North Everett precinct attempting to illegally enter my living room, kidnapping my sons repeatedly, etc. I hereby request that the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office refuse any and all attempts to enforce any court orders against me until their validity has been independently verified by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Any attempts to enforce fraudulent orders, per the FBI, any order with my name since 2022, especially in light of the active FBI investigation, will be considered a knowing and willful participation in the aforementioned conspiracy and obstruction of justice. The FBI has stated that those who need to know at the sheriff's office do know. But with the past week of very active stalking and crimes as updated in that December 14th declaration suggests, the sheriff's being attempted to be used by those City of Everett employees whom are facing federal imprisonment. I'm providing this notification to ensure that your office is aware of the serious nature of these allegations and to prevent any further illegal actions, as the woman that's been on the grounds for the past 2 days, who is facing 80 years in prison, believes she has one sheriff that will and does do her bidding, as she has orally boasted about for months. I declare under penalty of perjury that all of the aforementioned is true and correct. Sincerely, Mystic Gwen, a.k.a. Lynette Renee Hansen, 2120 Highland Ave, Apartment 105, Everett, Washington, 98201. My home of 12 plus years, closing costs paid over 5 times over. Since December 13th, 2024, individuals in Unit 207 who previously tossed water into my kitchen by cutting a hole in the floor, an incident captured on livestream in 2023, have been conducting construction activity. This activity is believed to be an attempt to soundproof their unit due to the sounds heard and discussed in my live stream on December 13th, 2024. Okay, so that concludes the update from December 18th. Now we're going to roll into today's, December 29th. This was sent and received by everyone that owes me millions, everyone that's going to prison, everyone that has no immunity and has had a legal obligation to comply with the law and to enforce the law, who have intentionally and deliberately failed to act concurrent while committing hundreds of crimes without immunity, who are going to prison for the rest of their lives. It was also sent to landlords. It was sent to every judge's personal law clerk at the Snohomish County Superior Courthouse. It was sent to the clerk's department. It was sent to the Seattle FBI. It was even sent to the King County Prosecutor's Office. And that's who's going to be prosecuting these knuckleheads. And it was sent to good people and bad people and to the Owens and yada, yada, yada. So here's the subject line. 12/29, 6:11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Mandatory addendum and amendment to Declaration of 8 p.m. 12/14 and update of 12/18/2024. Lynette Renee Hansen, aka Mystic Glenn. Case name Hansen versus North Everett Precinct et al. Required filing per ADA in any/all cases with my legal name. Mandatory. Case name Hansen versus North Everett Precinct et al. Court, Snohomish County Superior Court. Date December 29th, 2024. This document serves as an addendum and amendment to the Declaration of Lynette Hansen, aka Mystic Glenn, dated December 14th, 2024, and revised December 18th, 2024. It provides further crucial context regarding the premeditation of the crimes perpetrated against me and updates events through December 29th, 2024. 1. Prior documentation of premeditated criminal conspiracy, December 2023. As previously detailed, the individuals perpetrating these crimes, whom I refer to as the federal felons of the North Everett Precinct operating from Unit 207 above my residence, have engaged in a long-term, premeditated criminal conspiracy against me. Evidence of this premeditation was publicly documented on my Twitter account, x.com/realmysticglenn in December 2023. Specifically on December 19th, 2023, I posted the following. Tweeting for people who have a history of extortion and/or stalking, abusing, raping me, and/or threats to extract me from my home of over a decade, and/or all three of them, multiple times convicted stalker and abuser, HOA property manager, and/or landlord, to come and do what they've been threatening in some instances since 2008, and others since 2022, and in another circa 2013 to 2023. Looks like I've got quite the January to September 2024 to look forward to. Comment. Oh, and I have been stolen from for 10 months consecutively. All remedied following over 7 cease and desist letters, various criminality, and although I have been prepaying all of our bills to dependents since April 2020, my prepaid rent over 32 grand since April 2020 balance is out as of December 1st. So I'll have to resume rent on my home of over a decade that closed in 2012 for less than 48 grand. Neighbors have sold their units for around 180 and 200 grand since COVID. These posts clearly demonstrate that as early as December 2023, I anticipated and documented the threats that have since materialized into the illegal actions described in my original declaration. The reference to my prepaid rent balance being depleted foreshadows the subsequent financial manipulation and theft orchestrated by these individuals, including the tens of thousands of dollars in theft since February 2nd, 2024. 2. Updates from December 18th, 2024 to December 29th, 2024. Since the last revision of my declaration, the criminal activities of the federal felons in Unit 207 have continued unabated. These include theft of property and interference with mail. My personal property has been stolen and my mail continues to be intercepted. Intentional disruption of live stream. My YouTube live stream, a crucial tool for documenting these events, has been intentionally and illegally shut off multiple times. including twice when I was outside my residence, outside my living room window. I have not been able to go to the dumpster recycling indoor mailbox since August 2024 due to the corrupt officers of the North Everett precinct. Unauthorized document placement. On December 29, 2024 at 4:19 p.m. PST, I discovered an individual associated with the North Everett precinct and or their accomplices illegally taped an unserved and unauthorized document to the side of my door. This occurred concurrently with a 45-second disruption of my live stream. This act constitutes further evidence of their ongoing harassment and disregard for legal processes. Delivery interference and manipulation. After 4 months of preventing essential deliveries, these individuals are now manipulating the delivery process. They are attempting to create a false impression of normalcy while maintaining their control over my access to necessities. This manipulation is part of their ongoing scheme to illegally remove me from my home, where I have resided for 13 years and paid the closing cost in excess of 5 times. Continued illegal detention. Due to their criminal actions, I remain illegally detained. I have not been personally served with any legal documents since February 2023, and I have filed no notice of pro se appearance in any case. The FBI has confirmed that as of Christmas Day 2024, there are no valid court orders bearing my name. Any claims elsewise are demonstratively false due to ongoing live stream evidence taken at the instruction of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Kidnapping charges. A female officer of the North Everett precinct who frequents Unit 207 will face more than 2 felony charges of kidnapping. I have not seen or spoken to my sons who remain illegally withheld from me since August 24th, 2024. Financial damages. The individuals in Unit 207 continue to believe their financial liability is limited to $100,000. However, as previously documented, they owe me over $14 million. As outlined in my tort claim filed on August 14th, 2024, case number 1050-05934, and contractually obligated due to services rendered as invoiced. Food deprivation. From November 22nd to December 23rd, 2024, these individuals prevented me from obtaining produce, protein, and calcium by manipulating delivery services and imposing fraudulent charges. On December 23rd, an individual associated with them left meat and cheese outside my door, an act that constitutes both a violation of previous cease and desist orders and further evidence of their illegal activities. Child support interference. My multiple times convicted stalker and abuser, a co-conspirator in these crimes, made a single payment of just over $35 the first in 4 months. This meager payment was used for food, as I have yet to be refunded the hundreds of dollars spent on cellular services and devices in August, which the North Everett precinct prevented from activating. 5 cellular providers, new phones, over 9 eSIMs. 3, clarification and repetition of key points. No lawful court orders. I reiterate that I have not filed a notice of pro se appearance in any active case. Furthermore, I have not been personally served with any legal documents since February 2023. The FBI has confirmed that there are no valid court orders bearing my name from 2024 as of Christmas morning. Identity of perpetrators. The individuals responsible for these ongoing criminal acts are officers of the North Everett precinct and their accomplices operating from Unit 207 above my residence. They are not tenants, but have used this location as a base to terrorize me for 2 years. Ongoing financial harm. These individuals continue to cause me severe financial harm through theft, manipulation of service, and obstruction of my ability to work and receive legally mandated financial aid. 4, conclusion. The actions of these individuals constitutes a clear and ongoing pattern of criminal behavior, civil rights violations, and intentional infliction of emotional and financial distress. This addendum serves to further document their crimes and reiterate my demand for justice and accountability. Their continued illegal activities, despite numerous cease and desist letters, formal complaints, and an active FBI investigation, demonstrate a blatant disregard for the law and my fundamental rights. I declare no penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Washington that the foregoing is true and correct, respectively submitted. Lynette Renee Hansen, aka Mystic Gwen, dated December 29th, 2024 at 6:11 p.m. PST. Now, this live stream should run for roughly 23 minutes. It is a podcast episode. This is the second time I've had to record it, and this will be the sixth time I've attempted to upload it. Let's see whether or not the North Everett precinct of fraudsters upstairs are going to go for 12 counts of obstruction of justice and witness tampering, or if they've settled on 10, which is the result of them preventing this from uploading 5 times over using a different file. Ergo, I just had to re-record it. 8:33 p.m. PST. This video should be public by 8:40 p.m. PST, December 29th, 2024. Or yes, indeed, they will be adding a lot of additional counts to their looming, about to be unsealed federal indictments. Nerd Squad selecting to replace file, and I'm just going to upload with the new file you just heard me record. It's 8:33 p.m. PST. I don't expect it will work, because why else would they be adding 10 counts with mandatory years on their sentences with one file and not another? But maybe they will, because maybe one of them is like, fuck, dude, we have to make it work. You don't have to. You can go to prison. Nope. It won't even allow an attempt at upload for that one, Nerd Squad. That one didn't even go through the process of uploading. Waiting for them to stop fucking around with the interface, and we'll create what will likely be a third draft, since they're not allowing any of them to be published. And it's funny, because there's a man upstairs that's like chuckling and amused by this, but I'll bet you money he won't be chuckling when he's in a federal penitentiary. Or when he's in King County Jail crying like a little man bitch. $8:35 p.m. Nerd Squad. 5th time. Uploading the new file. Same process, Nerd Squad. I've started a new thing, so it'll save as a draft, because I got your update to try to upload every single time as an individual draft, so you can get a count on how many charges are going out. 8:36 p.m. PST. That suggests, guys, that the FBI already plans on me not allowing this to upload, because that's what they're telling me to do now. Each time I try it now, I'm to save a draft. Nerd Squad, I'm not going to keep giving you the upload updates, because they've let it get to 100% every time, except for that very last time. And then they say it's an error right as it's supposed to be generating a preview and allowing me to publish. They're still preventing me from turning off the comments, which is something they've done for each one they've been able to prevent uploading. So the fact that they're doing that does give it away that they won't be allowing this one to upload and publish either, Nerd Squad. Got the note on changing the title, Nerd Squad. I'm doing it right now. Yeah, they're still preventing the comments from turning off, so they're still going to prevent this from uploading, Nerd Squad, because that's never been an issue until tonight. It's at 93%. Remember, this is a new file, and all of the other episodes were uploaded the same way on the same laptop with the identical type of file, just a different date and time. It's at 100%. Now it's saying it's uploaded successfully. It's generating a preview. Oh, maybe they're going to let it work this time. It hasn't said there's an error yet. Oh, there we go. Same thing, Nerd Squad. Screenshotting at 8:39 p.m. PST. You guys are at 12 counts. Now the FBI wants me to go out of the creator Spotify, exit out, save all those drafts. And keep in mind, guys, the Nerd Squad is on my creator Spotify account. And so are you. Ding, 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 ding. 12 counts. You're on a roll, baby. 3 drafts. That one didn't even save the title, Nerd Squad. Screenshotting it right now. Signing out as instructed, and then I'll sign back in, Nerd Squad. Log back in, Nerd Squad, at 8:40 p.m. PST. They're still fucking with the interface. Can't see anything on the screen but the colors behind the JavaScript. Creating another new post since you guys specified you want it saved as drafts each time for evidentiary purposes. I'm on the upload page and I'm going right down to comments to see if I can disable it. Nope, they're still not allowing it, so they're still going to prevent the upload, Nerd Squad. Re-entering in the title. Title has been imputed just like it was previously, and they erased and prevented while obstructing justice and witness tampering and preventing me from doing what the FBI has stated I am to do. 8:43 p.m. Keep in mind, this is only annoying to me because I've been told to do this per the FBI, and you're preventing me from doing it, which means I just have to keep on trying to do it over and over and over again, knowing you'll be convicted for it. Still not letting me turn off the comments, Nerd Squad. Based on the pattern of criminality in the last hour, it's fair to assume this isn't going to upload either. It is opened as a new episode. I'm screenshotting that I once again entered the title in case that it shows up like the other quote-unquote draft from a moment ago, which showed as untitled because of the idiots upstairs that continue to think they're smarter than the FBI, most notably the Nerd Squad. And I did get the memo. Guys, the FBI wants me to upload this as a separate video on YouTube in the event that you obstruct it again, as well as all of the podcast episodes. I don't know if I can do that while I run a live stream. I guess I'll have to find out. And I got the note, Nerd Squad. I'm doing what you just requested right now. Gmail, hit it up. The YouTube, hitting it up. The YouTube, hitting it up. And the Spotify Nerd Squad at 8:45. I don't know what this does, guys, but in some way this makes it so the Nerd Squad can take a photo of each and every one of you at your keyboard. I got black screens for all of those, except for it looks like the YouTube ones, Nerd Squad. The YouTube ones, I see the videos, but none of the text. And I can't see my own videos either, Nerd Squad. Same thing, file error, Nerd Squad, file error. So emailing it to myself per your request. Hey, Nerd Squad, I am attaching the file to the Gmail account, Mystic Gwen, Lynette Renee Hansen at gmail.com, and we'll email to the real Mystic Gwen, and then I'll try and figure out how I upload that for your instructions. 8:47 p.m. PST. Looks like they're preventing that too, Nerd Squad. The bar got to about 1/6 of the way, and now it's just stopped moving. Yep, it's not moving at all, Nerd Squad, at 8:47 p.m. PST. Still not moving really, Nerd Squad. If it's moving very, very slowly. Okay, now it looks like it's moving. And you are right. It does show the date. It says that it is 12/29/2024 in the file name. It also says it will be sent as a Google Drive link, so I don't know if that means I'll be able to download it and upload it, Nerd Squad, or if it's another way they're going to prevent it from being published. And I will change the title of the YouTube video as you instructed once I figure out whether or not I'm going to be able to upload this. Just so you guys know, the title of this video is going to include a dash and then North Everett Precinct of Fraudsters prevent me from uploading latest episode of podcast covering December 18th and December 29th addendums and amendments podcast recordings in this live stream. And then in parentheses, shall I write 12 counts of obstruction of justice and witness tampering, Nerd Squad? What? 12 counts total, 6 of each. I will change the title before I try to upload this. Okay, Nerd Squad. I am sending it to myself, 8:51 p.m. PST. Changing the title on this video per your instructions.
I can't fit the title you want, so I'm putting it in the description. It says description 12/29, 6:48 p.m. Unit 207, North Everett Precinct prevents new podcast episode on 12/19 and 12/29 from upload over 5 times. For the title, I'm just going to do new podcast that fraudsters in Unit 207 of North Precinct obstruct from publishing 5+ times. Can't do the whole word times, so I'm just doing an X. Save that as the title at 8:54 p.m. PST on this live stream, Nerd Squad. Opening up my inbox. See if I can download and upload. The email that it showed that I sent to myself. Oh, it says somebody needs access. Allow anyone with a link to access. Share with people. I'll click as editor. I don't know what my options are here. And it seems to me that just the fact that we got it on the YouTube and titled it what we titled it, it should be good. The message hadn't sent yet. Apparently, I had to select what permissions I wanted to give myself. I selected editor Nerd Squad because I don't know how that works. I haven't used a Google Drive link before. Okay, I am opening up that email. Okay, there's a download option, so I am pushing that. It says file cannot be virus scanned. Even though I'm pushing the download, it doesn't appear that it's downloading anywhere. Nothing on the laptop is showing it's downloading. I'm clicking on the attachment and I'm pushing download from inside of it. And again, I'm not seeing anything showing it's downloading, which it does when I send myself photos. Okay, Nerd Squad. I am going to click on my files and see if it shows up in my downloads, even though it's not showing anywhere on the laptop that it is indeed downloading. Yep, it doesn't show anywhere in my downloads. Nerd Squad, I've got no videos.